You're sitting inside a 50-ton Caterpillar D9. Your foreman is screaming over the engine, "Mess up this line," and you're fired before your boots hit the dirt. You have exactly 4 hours of training, zero idea what you're doing, and the blade just bit into the earth. In this industry, one wrong move doesn't just get you fired. It crushes everything around you. From making $18 an hour eating dust to commanding $500,000 iron beasts, this is every rank as a heavy equipment operator. Level 1, the Gray's Monkey. Officially, you're an operator trainee. Unofficially, you are the lowest form of life on the dirt, marginally more respected than the porta-john. Your entire existence is doing the jobs nobody else will touch. You're fueling tanks, greasing fittings, scraping hardened mud out of tracks, and baking in the 100-degree sun holding a grade rod while the real operators work in AC cabs. You're pulling $18 an hour, which feels like real money until steel-toed boots, high-vis gear, and union dues wipe out your first check. The veterans don't even use your name. You're just Kid, Boot, or Hey You. They'll send you across the site looking for a left-handed pipe wrench or a bucket of steam just to watch you look stupid. But you don't complain. Complaining gets you run off the site. Instead, you shut up and you watch. You watch how the crane operator feathers a 20,000-pound load like it's made of glass. You watch the excavator guy red the dirt before he even digs. You ask the right questions, show up early, and prove you're hungry for it. Then, after 6 brutal months of eating dust, it happens. Roy, the foreman, tosses you the keys to a skip loader. "Don't break it," he grunts. You run that machine for 8 straight hours, handshaking with pure adrenaline. By the end of the shift, you've moved 300 loads of gravel and only clipped 1 fence post. Roy checks the machine, stares at the dented post, spits in the dirt, and nods. "Not bad, kid. In this world, that's a gold medal." And just like that, you've earned your ticket to Level 2. Level 2, the Apprentice operator. You've made it into the union, Local 12. That card in your pocket isn't just paper, it's a passport to guaranteed wages, full health care, and a pension that ensures you won't die on a job site. But first, you have to survive a 3-year apprenticeship. You're putting in hundreds of hours of supervised seat time. You're learning to read blueprints, study soil mechanics, and operate a dozen different machines. And you learn one rule very fast. These machines have personalities. You treat them like wild horses. If you stop paying attention for 1 single second, they will throw you, or worse, crush someone. The hours are brutal. You're in the yard at 5:30 a.m., breath fogging in the pre-dawn cold, downing lukewarm coffee. You spend 14-hour days absorbing the bone-rattling vibration of diesel engines. You're eating dust and staring into the sun. Your body physically changes. Calluses form in strange places from gripping the joysticks. Your lower back constantly aches, and your ears never stop ringing. But the transformation is happening. Then comes the day they finally put you in a full-size excavator. A 20-ton hydraulic beast with a bucket the size of a bathtub. You pull the levers. You dig a 400-foot trench, 8 feet deep, and the walls come out straight as a ruler. Roy watches from the dirt. He spits his chew, shakes his head, and says, "You might make it after all, kid. It's the highest compliment you'll ever get. You've earned your stripes. You're ready for Level 3. Level 3, the Journeyman operator. You've finished your apprenticeship. Welcome to Level 3. Your union card now says Journeyman. That means you are a fully certified hand who can run any piece of iron they put in front of you. Your pay instantly spikes to $42 an hour. With overtime, you're clearing 90 grand a year, more money than you ever thought you'd see. You buy the diesel F-250. You get the mortgage on a house out in the suburbs. You've got a wife, a newborn kid, and suddenly the stakes are real. You aren't just moving dirt anymore. You are building the roads, bridges, and infrastructure that keep America moving. But with the big money comes the extreme jobs. You spend a summer on a Colorado mountain highway, running a dozer on a 45-degree slope. You look out the side window and see a 1,000-foot drop to the valley floor. You spend a brutal winter in Alaska running an excavator in minus 40 degrees, where the hydraulic fluid turns to sludge and the machine moves in slow motion. The work is incredibly dangerous. You see guys lose fingers, break bones, or get buried in trench collapses. But that danger is the exact reason you love it. You're doing something real, something a guy sitting in a cubicle staring at a spreadsheet will never understand. But the iron always collects its toll. Your back is a mess of compressed discs. Your knees pop every time you stand up. Your hearing is permanently shot from years of screaming diesel engines. You're 32 years old, but your body feels 50. But the money is clearing, the work is steady, and sitting in an office feels like a slow death. You'll take the pain. Because in this industry, the pain is just proof that you actually built something. Level 4. The Tower Crane Operator. You are sitting in a 6x6 glass box 300 feet suspended over downtown Seattle. You control a machine capable of lifting 20 tons and dropping it dead center on a quarter-inch mark. You are the undisputed king of the dirt. The entire skyscraper revolves around your joysticks. When you move, everybody waits. When you wait, everybody works. But getting to your office is a daily nightmare. You ride the man lift as high as it goes, then free climb 300 vertical feet of freezing steel. It takes 20 grueling minutes. You're sweating before the sun even comes up. Once you lock the cab door, you are trapped for 12 hours, feeling the wind literally bending the steel mast beneath you. You're pulling $65 an hour plus crane premiums. You're easily clearing $140,000 a year, but that money buys your nervous system. One blind spot, one snapped cable, one bad gust of wind, and people die. The responsibility is invisible, but it is completely crushing. You've heard the stories of guys who dropped a load and never slept soundly again. The job rewires your brain. It makes you hyper-obsessive. It makes you distant. Your wife says you aren't the same guy she married. And she's right. The crane didn't just build a skyscraper, it turned you into something colder, harder, and completely alone. Level 5. The Superintendent. You've officially let go of the joysticks. You are the site superintendent. You control the operators, the laborers, the million-dollar budgets, and the master schedule. You're clearing $125 grand a year, plus heavy bonuses. But your new office is a dusty trailer, and your reality is endless politics. You trade the simple, violent power of a machine for a mental meat grinder. You're battling architects who change blueprints last minute, power-tripping city inspectors, and owners who demand the impossible for cheap. You actually miss the dirt. And the dirt hasn't forgotten you. Your body is completely shot. Your spine is a stack of herniated discs from 20 years of absorbing diesel vibrations. Your knee finally blew out on a site walk, leaving you with a permanent limp. Your daily diet is now anti-inflammatories, muscle relaxers, and regret. Last week, your teenage son asked if he should follow in your footsteps and run equipment. You looked him in the eye and told him to go to college, to get a desk job that won't physically destroy him. He looked at you and said, "But Dad, you always said the work was noble." And you didn't have an answer, because it is noble. But in this industry, building the world means slowly destroying yourself. Level 6. The Veteran. You're 55, retired. Your body is a living museum of old injuries and fading strength. You've got the union pension, a quiet house in the desert, and a garage full of tools your hands can barely grip anymore. You still wake up at 4 a.m. out of pure habit. You sit on the porch, staring at the sunrise, feeling the ghost of a 50-ton machine still vibrating in your spine. Your legacy is invisible to normal people. When a commuter drives over a suspension bridge, they just see concrete. But you see the 100-degree days. You hear the screaming foreman. You remember the exact crew of guys who became your family. You helped build the physical skeleton of America. Then, an old crewmate's kid comes knocking. He wants to run equipment. He wants your advice. You look at him and you tell him the brutal truth. Get an education. Save your money. Because this dirt will eventually break you. But you also tell him the other truth. You tell him that building things is the most noble job on earth. It will destroy his joints, but it will forge his soul. The world always needs builders. And the builders always pay the price in sweat, pain, and bone. You look out at the roads you paved, you feel the ache in your back, and you know it was worth every single scar.